just wanted to talk about explaining the Trinity real quick. I feel like in recent times I've been meeting more and more people, or I feel like we have, that don't understand the Trinity. They don't know that Jesus is God. They just haven't heard it, they say. And so I feel like it's more important than ever to really have this nailed down. So typically I'll bring up the Trinity when I'm telling about the life of Christ. I'll just tell a story of the crucifixion and stuff like that. And I'll say, hey, have you ever heard of the Trinity? Have you ever heard that Jesus is God? And, if they say yes, I'll just move on. It's most people understand it. But if they say they haven't ever heard it, or they just don't believe it, they haven't really ever had it explained to them, I'll take them to John chapter 1, verses 1 through 3 and verse 14, and read them. It says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God. All things were made by Him, and without Him was not anything made that was made. So, the Word is Jesus, right? Obviously, in that passage, as it explains right down little ways in verse 14, it says, the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld His glory, the glory is of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. So, basically, it's saying that Jesus was with, basically it's saying here, the Word was made flesh. Jesus was made flesh, right, and dwelt among us. And we beheld His glory. So the only begotten, as of the only begotten of the Father. So that would be Jesus, right? That Jesus is the only begotten of the Father. He was made flesh and dwelt among us. So it's basically saying that Jesus was with God and Jesus is God. So it's basically talking about the Trinity there. It's talking about how that's talking about two parts of the Trinity, the Father and the Son. Obviously, there's the third part, and it goes for that, the Spirit as well. But basically, yeah, it's just talking about the first two parts of it. So I'll just tell people, we can't really understand, we can't ever fully understand the Trinity. It's just kind of something you have to take by faith. It's a miracle, basically. We won't really ever understand it until we get to heaven, if that makes sense. So, that's basically how I explain it. So I hope that helps. I hope that's a blessing. Amen.